Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Iron Road. We're here tonight with Karina, who is currently coffeeing, Kyle, Jason, and...
Again?
That guy.
Jeez.
Wow, it was...
I show up early, I try and act friendly.
No, your name is now
Tell him
Guy
my problems.
Incognito.
Yeah.
You with the hair.
And you with the hair. Forehead here.
He really doesn't forget
I
your
think
name when you're not.
I know I got talking about other stuff and I unloaded anyhow, whatever. My God.
One of those days. I think.
Actually, do you know the other thing that happened to me is as I was going around the table, I'm like, I'm going to forget Sean's name, and then when I get to you, I'm like, anyhow.
Alright. Okay.
The characters have returned to the city of Goris following a expedition to Dalkesh, where they visited not only the library at Natha, but also saved some people from a creature in the desert, and also visited the esteemable Ningable of the Seven Eyes. You have returned to Goris. You have met with the Runecaster, who seems happy that you were successful, but ultimately doesn't seem to care a lot.
No.
He's just happy he can see again.
That's right. His visions have returned, and for that he is happy. Beyond that, he has little care or concern about whether or not you were back. He is, however, prepared to gift you with paying out the other half of the cost for the Dark Maiden's Dance, your ship, which led us to a very protracted conversation about ship shares at the end of last game.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Right?
Yes, shares. Got it.
All right. Tomorrow is the Festival of the High Sun, which is the festival which officially turns spring into summer, and it is celebrated under different names in different places. In Palesthane, it would be called one thing. In Quarfor, it's called something else. In Dalkesh, something different from that.
We call it summer like normal people.
Well, officially, it's the holiday. It's the day between summer and spring. Okay. So some people call it the first day of summer, I guess. You could call it that. Seems lame, but, in a Quarforian way, I guess it kind of makes sense.
Simple. Keep it simple.
It's when you spring into summer.
Yes. The one thing you have noticed is your days are now shorter because, of course, you turned your sundials back.
Gee.
Yeah. All right.
I'd like
I
to know
was
how
just
that.
you moved it over to your neighbor's house. I thought that's how that worked.
But clockwise. Right?
You had to go around the
Yeah.
rotation of the neighborhood.
So all about to say, you find yourselves, where I'm going to pick it up is the evening before what is called the Carnival of Swords here in Goris. And the reason it's called that is because the arena hosts a variety of combat exhibitions and also honor duels amongst the Avinian crowds or the Avinian inhabitants of this particular city. It's been known by that for about the last 20 years or so, since the Avinians have taken over. And you don't know that you'll necessarily be participating in that. Apparently there's some other things that will be fun to do as well. Okay. Is there anything in particular that you wish to do while you're in town?
We should see about, you should see about
Fencing
some of that jewelry off.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Since theoretically we should be far enough away that they won't recognize it as coming from a son of the.
Anything else?
Well, it's my first time to this town, really, so I might just
Explore
explore.
and get lost?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, this was the place I had a guard waiting for me, wasn't it?
Yes, you might want to look them up.
One of the places you've had a guard waiting for you.
I had a guard one place.
So this city is, if you look at the map, it starts at a low point right here. It winds its way south up the cliff, up here. Okay. And then eventually, the entire thing is basically a line that kind of goes up, and eventually you come to a part where you can actually go up where are the stairs to get up here. Finally, there's a last rise here that goes up into...
Okay.
So this city is very vertical away from the actual... from the water.
Okay.
And the higher you go, the more expensive the town is. This is the low market, where you're going to be able to find a variety of basic goods, weapons, common goods, right? Then you get to the garrison, which not only controls the chain, but also demarks the border between sort of the lower area, the alienage and the low market, and the upper areas of the actual city itself. So the bathhouse, the dye works, all of those things they continue the farther up you go. So you have the low market, then you have the red souk. The red souk is a very large building with a red roof. It's an internal market where a variety of goods are sold. Okay, but the entire market board, this is where you'd find things like silversmiths, blacksmiths, all of those kind of things. Okay, you go farther up, you finally get to the agora. The agora is where the merchant houses do their trading. Okay, so this is starting to get into some of the finer goods of the actual silks, the teas, the spices, those kind of things. Finally, you get to the gem market, which is where the most expensive things are traded. And then the farther up you go, the wealthier the city becomes. Okay?
Yeah.
There are a number of temples. The Temple of Araj, he's the god of the sea, but also he's kind of a warrior god for the northern people as well. Okay? Then you have the Temple of... Is that? Yeah, that's the Temple of Ioni. Temple of Ioni is she's the healer goddess, the Earth Mother. The Temple of Save, the Lord of Knowledge, up on the mount there. This is the biggest temple, however, which is the Temple of Halaya. Halaya is the goddess mistress of opulence and the goddess of pleasure. No, you've met Halaya before. Yeah, so you know who she is. Okay. Questions?
4?
You can't have more than 3, but
It tends to 3.
Trends to 3.
I will have 3.
Oh, that side.
And then
You need some.
I still need some.
Why?
Nah.
How much?
3.
Oh, wow. Lucky guess.
Because we weren't trying to hide or do amazing shots and what.
Yeah, no, I spent 2 on 1 roll.
Yes.
All right.
But it was an excellent roll.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. The city itself appears to be in full swing for the High Summer Festival. Lamps are tied on leather rope between the actual columns. All of these narrow alleys have colorful pennants. Everybody is dressed in their best, or at least their brightest clothing. The festival itself is notorious for a certain amount of licentiousness. Drinking, sex, all those kind of good things that you might come to a town for.
Nice.
In some places where the cities are a little bit darker, it's also notorious for some violence and thievery, etc. Goris is not known for that. Prince Thorol, who is the guy who sees the city and controls it, as well as the 6 houses who follow him, they maintain a fairly strict discipline on the streets. You don't see the same sort of wayward savagery that you did, for example, in the city of Natha, as you do. You won't see that here. He does, but that said, there's always some amount of criminality. Okay, you wander the city. You have probably a couple hours before dark. Okay, however, people are on the streets selling their goods of all sorts: wine, women, song, meat. You got it.
This is more of a northerny, a little bit rougher, tough kind of place, isn't it?
So this city, imagine this city was a Roman city conquered by Vikings. It's probably the best way to describe it.
Right.
They came here, discovered that the garrison was not capable of defending itself, and opportunistically seized the city. And they have controlled it ever since.
Right.
Take advantage when opportunity arises.
So, us going around in our armor, wouldn't it look that out of place?
So the other thing, too, is you're also in the middle of the Middle Sea. And so your armor, anything heavy, is hot. Right? So when you're walking around and you're sweating profusely, wandering town, it would not be comfortable wearing a lot. A stout leather shirt is probably about the most you'd get away with, and even that you probably have unlaced because of the temperature that it keeps in.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
And then I'd like to find some nice clothing to fit in.
Yeah, go
That'd be my...
All right. So the clothing here is actually sort of a combination of the Venerian Sea, which is things like togas and loose tunics, and the northern sort of sensibilities.
Okay.
Something a little colorful scarves, like something that you could decorate something plain but warm with, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So they don't need the plain but warm, but they still decorate in the same way.
Okay.
Okay. So imagine a toga with, a sash of color.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, one of those.
Okay. That's all covered in your upkeep.
Did
Nice.
you pay upkeep when we got here?
You
Yes.
paid it when you first arrived, yes.
Okay.
Right. How about yourself?
Yes, I want to head towards where I have criminal contacts over in the old city.
Okay. So what you do know is that during the festival, thieves will be out and about. However, places like fences, etc., will be a little bit harder to contact or to make or to do business with.
Okay.
People are enjoying the festival.
We'd better to just
Wait the day.
to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not today, not tomorrow, but the day after, people will be back to work and conducting business. You're pretty sure that if you tried to conduct business during the festival, they would probably charge you extra.
Okay.
Tax for them being in the shop.
That's right. Today's a holiday, so I'll take an extra 20%.
Stat pay, man.
Okay. Do you still head up to the old city, or do you...
What's everyone else doing? What's...
No, we might just go out and enjoy the
Okay.
town, so to speak.
Okay. So the crew, after you offload the cargo,
Well, it's-
Helos recognizes that he also will not be doing any business for the next couple of days. So he requests that a couple of people stay behind. Mubale, who is definitely not feeling himself, volunteers to do so, as do Petrus and Rada. Rada perhaps is a little bit, what's the word I'm after here? Chastised by her last experience, and so she has decided to maybe play a little bit calmer. She does want to go to the arena tomorrow to watch the Trials of Arms, but tonight she's satisfied staying on the ship.
Is there any sorts of fights going on today, or is it all tomorrow?
All tomorrow. Casca, by the way, has asked permission from Helos to visit his friend.
Baby mama. Fiance.
Remember to come back this time. No, we're trying. Or if someone gets in trouble, come back and get us before you try to solve it yourself.
Don't go investigating random holes in the ground.
Yes,
That seems to be an overall good advice for the crew.
it is.
Random holes, just stay away.
Crew roll.
Yeah, new crew rule.
No
Okay.
holes.
Yeah.
Unless all are present.
That's kind of starting to get to the...
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to just stay with the rest of the group then, or?
What's Jarek doing?
Jarek is going to pay his homage at the Temple of Save.
If he's actually going up there, could we get him to check around and figure out if there's any eclipses happening in the next little while?
Jarek tells you there isn't. His
Okay.
common lore tells you that.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
smart.
He's smart.
Okay.
No, in fact, the next eclipse of the moon is not expected for 7 years.
Okay.
The next eclipse is the sun.
What about the moon?
The moon eclipsing the sun, not expected for 7 years.
Yeah. What about
The other way
the other
around.
way around?
Okay, so that's a solar eclipse. He's asking about a lunar eclipse.
Oh, lunar eclipse.
That's when Earth passes between.
Yeah, he would he know for a lunar eclipse. Solar eclipse is pretty common.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was officially when the moon ate the sun, right? But that would be a solar eclipse.
Yeah, but this is when the sun will devour the moon,
Oh, I see.
which is a lunar eclipse.
Okay, gotcha.
And they happen like 4 times a year.
Yeah. So the next one will happen in about 3 months.
Oh, convenient.
A little bit of a difference between 3 months, 7
Yeah,
years.
my apologies. I was misinterpreting what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's the Earth passing between the two, which is easy, right?
Well, also different planet, so
Who knows?
who knows?
Well, there's also 2 moons, right? There's Yela and Yelmore.
Oh, well, shit. Which moon is it?
That's
What do the moon
that's why you
names
have
mean?
prophecy.
What's that?
What do the moon names mean?
Well, I think officially Yela is Moon 1 and Yelmore is
There's
Moon
one
2.
more?
In other words, they never got around to naming them.
I don't.
So you
I
wrote
don't.
us a prophecy and didn't flesh it out fully.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Prophecies were supposed to be exactly written.
You
No.
as the GM.
Oh.
I can make it more vague if you like.
No, please. These we're good.
Okay.
All right. So, back to what we were doing.
Yeah, keeping the group together.
What? Are we just wandering the streets as a pack?
Yeah, all right.
I think we split up, didn't we?
I don't know. I haven't really decided what we're doing. I haven't decided what I'm doing. I don't know what I want
I'm
to
going
do.
for a
Yeah.
makeover.
Oh, you're going shopping.
Shopping.
If there's no fights on today,
No.
and everything
Just
costs
take
more,
your
it's not
bill.
worth going shopping. That's a lot of pencils.
I'm not sure
Yeah, I
if
don't
it
know
was
why I
stuff
needed all of
costs
them.
more in the main
But-
market, but he was talking about like for selling stuff on the.
Well, you said in general that they charge you.
Yeah, I was just describing it for him. Like that's what the market is like, or the city.
Ah, what the heck? Let's go to the bathhouse and get clean.
Okay.
Spa day.
Probably not a terrible idea.
No, it's not.
Being kind of dropped in gross things and all that jazz.
Oh, well. That would have been cleaned up long ago, but
Okay.
yeah, we have been on boat for 14 plus days because we kind of bypass.
Well, before that, you went into a swamp, and then before
desert,
that, you were in a desert, and you
Yeah.
had a sand bath.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. You guys can make observation checks, please. Observation tests. I just need to know who gets the most successes. Sorry, you cannot, because you wouldn't know this happening.
I'm going to roll anyway.
2, 3, 2, or 3. Okay, nice.
My goodness. What observant people.
We've been here before.
Okay. You are wandering through the market. Your upkeep pays for the odds and sods that you buy. Apples and
Rat on a
meat from the
stick.
street and
Pretzels.
Rat
pretzels,
on a stick.
rat in a stick, snake in a stick, mice in a
Squirrel.
stick, bugs in a
You
stick.
can't tell the difference.
Once you take.
When a booming voice calls out to you, "You! You are friends of Ibram."
Oh no.
And you
Oh,
recognize
shitballs, this idiot.
you recognize a tall northern face. He has the look. He's got a handlebar mustache, sort of reddish blonde hair, and you recognize Vanir, the first mate of Captain Orzi's ship.
He was paid off. He should go away. Oh, dear.
He approaches you. He has 3 men in tow.
That's nice.
Where is that foul thief?
He's dead, Jim.
Dead, if you want to know.
Did you send the assassins that killed him?
If only I had, little man. Poke. He owed us money. 10 gold talents. And I'll have it from you if I can't have it from him.
Well,
Show
he
me the
owed us
contract.
more money. Therefore, I guess we're gonna have to take it out of your hide.
Okay, let's draw cards now.
Let's go.
So this sounds like a persuasion? Is that right? No, intimidation. Is there intimidation?
No,
See,
persuasion.
see, I have trouble remembering because we haven't played for a while. Okay.
Yeah, but there's also one called Command, which we think is Intimidate, but it's actually just...
No, we use Persuade for stuff like this.
Yes. That's what we're saying.
Okay, I'm going to spend one of these for bonus dice.
And so I'm not there.
Oh no, you're there. You just don't.
You didn't step
You
up.
haven't.
You've been eating a cookie. You're sitting back
No,
eating sweets.
You hadn't met. You hadn't met
You
this
told me
guy.
not to roll, so I thought that I didn't have anything
No,
to do with
no.
it.
You didn't.
Oh.
You don't
You couldn't
recognize the voice
recognize
because you weren't here to hear the guy beforehand.
So this will be your discipline versus his discipline versus persuasion.
Discipline?
Well, my persuade versus your discipline. So make your discipline check.
You're both going after each other.
Oh my word.
Nicely done. You have no problem. Roll.
Roll your discipline.
Oh. Do you have the ability to reroll?
No.
Nope.
Oh shitballs. What is it?
Nope.
Nothing?
It's nope.
Okay, so
So you
now
have 0 successes.
yes, 0 successes versus 0 successes. Roll your persuasion because you're trying to intimidate him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh jeez.
I only got the one.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter to him.
Ooh.
Is that a 20?
That is. So that's 3 successes and a complication.
I got 2 successes. So 1 success. All right.
This was so good though.
Let's take a couple of these. See what this is.
Okay, is there another one of those?
Yes. It's the peppermint chocolate.
Thank you.
You want to try that
That was
one?
fast.
You want to try that one?
No, that's the tiger
Those
butter.
are meant for
It's-
spending.
Tiger
that
butter?
one?
It's what it's. What
All
my-
right, so
my
you
sister
step.
calls it.
So you
Basically,
are.
it's
There's some.
chocolate and peanut butter. Sure.
There's something dark and dangerous about you. Okay. When that happened, you're not exactly sure, but it definitely exists between you and this guy. He stares down at you. His voice. He's not used. He's obviously used to his bluster. Getting him places with people. However, you speak to him sort of in a low, cutting voice with a certain menace in the back of it. As you do so, he's... Well, we'll just see about this, won't
There's
we?
also 4 of us versus...
Okay.
Well, four
Him
of
and
him.
his 3 guys, yeah.
Oh.
And the fellows who are with him look confused for a moment, like, what? You know, like, you're backing down?
Hey, you're not going to let them talk to you like that.
And you could see that they're maybe going to nudge him forward when suddenly there is a presence of steel-helmeted guards. Mm-hmm. Say, hey, what's going on here? By the order of Prince Thorol, there'll be no brawling in the streets. Be gone with you. I've marked your face. Don't be the fool with me. The guard sergeant looks at you. If I talk to you again,
Go.
it'll be the stocks until after the festival. Okay. And with that,
Hey, is my date amongst the guards?
no. Then he returns to you, and as he's walking, he's like... But it seems to be perhaps less effective than normal.
There. Is
Just
he
leave
walking
behind
away?
him and go.
Yeah, no, you both do. You're separated by the guards.
Okay.
Okay.
I was hoping he was going to shove past me.
So who the hell was that?
Let's just
some
say
guy.
our one of our other associate had some bad habits.
No thanks.
Sure.
So I don't know how it came up to that much, but
He was lying.
of course.
You don't
much did you
remember what
pay him?
happened last game?
Last game?
Last game, they'd met this
Oh.
guy before.
Oh yeah. Actually, isn't this guy's fat been the reason why we were running short on cash by the time we got to
Yes.
hell? Yeah.
I think Ibram tricked him out of money, too.
No, he paid them off.
Right,
Captain or Z?
right. Okay.
Cool.
But Ibram, because they were going to beat up on him, and Ibram said, "Okay, well, here, have like, I think it was like
You
2
didn't see
silver
me.
or
Yeah,
something."
yeah. You didn't see me, right. Okay. So you find yourselves now, these guys sort of shrink away back into the crowds. The crowds are all around you. It's thick with people. As you do so, you two, does anybody else have thievery above a 10?
Mm-mm.
Okay. You two notice people mingling amongst the crowds. You think no purse will be safe tonight. However, the universal thief signs that you have is enough to kind of wave them away from you guys. Yeah.
Hey, want us to hold on to your money?
I didn't leave the ship with money. Just enough.
Yeah, just tuck it places where you can't easily get
Women's
at
purse.
All right.
Yeah.
And then replace your actual coin purse with something that will, be sharp if someone grabs it.
Glitter bombs, man. It's all about the glitter bombs.
All right. So you guys move through the crowd. I'm going to have you then make another observation roll. You could all make this roll. Indeed. Nice. 3, 3,
Cool.
2. All right.
1 and a 5?
1 and a 5.
1 and a 5.
All right. So that is going to be more than one. So we'll put one momentum on the table.
Holy, sorry, pardon me. He also rolled a 3.
Yeah. So, but
It's
only
collective,
only
right?
one roll,
Oh.
right? Counts. So
Only the
whatever
high
the
tier.
best roll, will get a momentum for the table for the group. Is there a bowl for those? So you find yourselves sitting down at the Crimson Cutlass, or the Crimson Blade, which is actually near the arena. Ilva wanted to come here just to get some information about the fights, etc. And there happens to be a bar here which serves free drinks. It's your first time. Now, for you, it's not, but for him, it is. So you kind of get in on that and share a pitcher of cheap wine. As you are sharing that pitcher of cheap wine, you two both spot. Actually, you all spot him. You two spot him first. There is a man dressed in a sad-looking blue and gray robe. The blue is the color of Save. So you think this guy definitely looks like an apprentice of the Lord of Knowledge. Okay. And he's been not shadowing you, not exactly, since your encounter with Vanner in the marketplace. Okay. He was one of the crowd that took interest in that, right? That was that was then after broken up. You've then seen him a couple of times now. After you've sat down and poured yourself a glass of wine, and you're about halfway through that glass of wine, you see him like steel up his nerve to that sticking place, and then move towards you.
You'll help with that.
As you do so, he's pale-skinned. He's obviously a northerner, and his skin has not done well in this heat, right? So although he's deeply tanned, you can also see that he's flushed from the heat, even though he seems to have he doesn't seem to have, he has a shaved pate, he's bald, making him a novice of the church, okay, of the temple. He wrings his hands a little bit.
I'm going to slip away from the group into the crowd and then circle around behind him.
Okay. You planning on robbing him?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
Just trying to get in the habit.
Oh, did you really just do that?
What?
Get in the habit, like his habit?
No!
I said it's not a habit, it's a robe. Okay. So, as you see him approaching the table, you make your exit and vanish into the crowd. He doesn't pay attention to you. Wait. No, he would, because you're the person, you have the highest renown.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me, sir. No. Could I speak with you? You are Fausto the Great, are you not? Hero of Dalkesh?
The hero of Dalkesh.
It was you that slew the monster in the pit at Natha, right? That's the story is making the rounds of the captain of the Dark Maiden's Dance. This is you?
Captain. Oh, he also love that.
And this is what...
We're gonna go, oh, Captain!
Captain.
I'm sorry, you do have a renown of...
3.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're never living this one down.
You gotta remember, there are drawbacks to having the renown.
Some of those
Sneak
details
into
are
the shadows.
He doesn't care about you.
Your reputation for heroism has reached even from the last couple of days. I have friends who have visited the Gilded Mare, and they spoke of your tales. And I'm wondering if I can appeal to your good soul.
Okay, sit back down.
You're like, damn it, caught in my own net. This is not a long story,
Sit down.
but you have a feeling that it might
It's
be.
gonna be with that. Have some wine.
He says, "Oh, thank you." He takes the wine. He's not shaky, but he does have a bad stutter. He says, "I am Eagle, the even-handed, although I have not wielded a sword in some years, not since the duel." And okay, so you sit down and consume a bottle of wine or a jug of wine, which he buys you another one, by the way, and he basically goes through the
Stutters
story.
through.
I'm glad I found you. I've heard of your heroism, and I am missing a friend, and I'm hoping you'll be able to help me find him. His name is Lucius. He's a traveler, and because of that, he's had some difficulties, and now he's missing. And I'm hoping that I can appeal to the heart of the hero of Delkesh and Natha, the savior of the people of the pit, to help me find him.
You're missing a lot of details here.
Oh, well, okay. So again, this takes longer than this does, but he says, my friend's name is Lucius. He is Azeri, and we met at the temple of Save some years ago. I think going on 7 years ago. 5 years ago, however, Lucius disappeared, and he traveled for some time. Well, it's hard to explain. He disappeared, and although we at the temple looked for him, we could not find him. About 6 months ago, he returned, and he begged to be taken back into the temple, which he was. And during that time, he's been conducting some research, because it seems that for the time that he was missing, he has no memory. Well, recently he's been asking some questions, and I think perhaps some of these questions might have got him in trouble with someone. Someone who, as the hero of Delkesh, you would be much more capable of dealing with those dangers than I would be.
Do you know who the someone is?
I don't. What I do know is that Lucius has changed since he returned, and the masters of the temple have asked him to take boarding outside of the temple itself until he can retake his orders. He was supposed to. He's been diligent in arriving at the temple every day except the holy day for the past 6 months. However, 3 days ago he did not show up. I went to his house. I rapped upon his door, but I'm afraid there was no answer, and he has yet to return to the temple. He was a hard worker. The knowledge at the temple of Save was all that really kept him going. So I think something has befallen him.
What sort of questions was he asking?
Well, he was most interested in what happened to him during his time. He was very diligent in the scriptorium and always finished all his work, but he was asking questions about his previous travels, where he'd gone, and he had begun, I believe he had begun remembering recently. Now, Lucius and I were good friends, but he's very secretive about what happened during this time. I think mainly because he doesn't remember, and he's afraid that he might have fallen afoul of somebody during this time that he cannot remember. But then he clumsily, he said, I do have some silver that I've saved up. I freely offer to you. It's all I have.
We take it.
How much did he put out?
Well, it's a pretty much flat leather pouch. You would guess there's less than a dozen coins inside.
And how far away is this house outside? Just outside the city?
No, the house is within the city.
He lived outside the temple.
Oh, outside the
He
temple,
didn't board inside the
So
temple.
most of the monks will stay within the temple. He was asked to board probably somewhere else.
And he still managed to show up. He make a silver each.
I'm going to see how much money is there.
Okay. There are 9 pieces of silver.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to take 4.
Okay.
Put 5 back in the bag.
Okay.
Hand the bag back to him for now.
Okay.
And say, we will look into this. We'll see where it goes. And we'll talk about full payment when we return your friend.
Thank you.
And everyone gets one.
You truly are the heroes of Matha. Okay. So he said, as he takes the coin purse back, he says, "If you go to the Temple of Save, can you not tell the masters that it's me that sent you looking for Lucius?"
Okay. Yeah.
All right. He says his house is near the Low Market, along the wharfs. You'll recognize it. Its door bears the sign of the horns.
So, Low Market.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at
So he gives you a description.
3
of
right
where-
now. The Low Market's this area here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sorry,
No worries.
Just like a walk down the street.
Yeah.
almost. Yeah.
Well, John.
What time of day is it right now?
Evening.
It's evening. Yeah, it's well into the evening by now.
How long of a jaunt would it be down into the alienage? Like where we're docked?
5 minutes.
Okay. Let's go by there first and just ask Helos to find out where Orsi's ship is docked.
Or is he? Oh, why?
God.
We need to make use of the money on our ship and kind of fuck up horses.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to do anything about it tonight, but
No.
Okay.
What did we have on the ship anyhow?
6 silver, 1 bronze, 2 iron. Plus, we didn't do a marketing.
We haven't done
We've done that 'cause it's not.
because it's not available right yet. So 6 silver, 1 bronze.
And 3 iron, 2 iron.
I guess I can just go on the ship sheet for right now. Okay, so we'll swing back, and you can talk to Helios about or find out where Orsi's ship's docked.
I want to go to the bath. You can go to the ship. You two can go check out the house if you want.
Sure.
I'll go to the ship. Or the
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like mega. Well, you can break into things and you've got to observe up the wazoo, right?
Yeah, relatively, yes.
Yeah.
Just pass it over you. You're trash.
You want to go to the ship? Go to the ship.
You couldn't even get away from that guy earlier. Come on.
the point of going to the ship is just to stop by and say, hey, this.
Well, then do that all the way. I'm going to the bath.
That's fine. And then we're going over to the house.
Yeah.
All right. So you're headed to the bath. You 3 are headed to the ship and then to the house. Is that what I understand?
Yeah.
Sense
All
now.
right.
I'll
Sounds
meet
good.
you there. I'm not taking that long.
All right. No. The bathhouse is an experience. First off, there's a lineup. Okay.
I see the lineup. I'll turn around.
But then there's you get the warm bath, right? And then the body slaves actually scrape, all of the dirt off of you. Then the hot bath, and then they wash you with soap, etc., etc. And then finally the cold bath to cool off and to
Clothes pores.
yeah.
It's one that's just got a shit ton of hair, and it's nice to get it clean once in a while.
Okay. So you 3 head to the house.
Yeah.
Go to the house.
Bye.
All right.
We'll see you tomorrow, because that's going to how long it's
Indulging
going to
your
take.
The house is ramshackle. Okay. This house was probably built at least 100 years ago. It's been repaired multiple times. You can see different colorings in the wall as different materials have been used. The tiles on the roof are multiple different colors. And it's not a single family dwelling. Okay, this is a tenement. So you go in, there's stairs leading up. It's about 4 stories tall. And as you head inside, you have to ask until finally it's like, we're looking for Lucius. Who? The scholar. Okay. When you say that, they point you to the 3rd floor where a locked door greets you. There are people in the hallway, and from around you tonight on festival night, carnival night, you can hear the sound of licentious behavior. Let's put it that way. Okay. In the hallway, like there's a man sort of got his arm against the wall. You know, the woman sort of between him and the wall. They're talking closely, not more than 3 or 4 feet from the door. Okay. They kind of see you. She looks at you awkwardly, kind of dips underneath his arm, and he kind of gives you a dark look as if his prey has escaped. Right? And then he heads down the stairs.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. You knock on the door. The tenement itself is not well built, but this door obviously, well, it would appear that whoever lives here, all of the rooms appear to have relatively secure locks and doors. There is no answer.
Okay. Let me use my key then.
Okay. Do it. Your key doesn't work. Did you want to try lockpicking?
That's what I meant.
Can I assist?
Oh, I thought you meant that.
Oh, yeah.
Can I assist?
What's that?
It's a bit crowded, isn't
I mean, actually, I should try the key first.
Can you tell me how you're going to assist him?
I pass them the right tool and
No. You hold the light?
Don't you have your
it
own
holds a
set
candle.
of, don't you have your own set of lockpicks
No, you
yet?
can just keep watch.
actually, I assume I would. I don't think it. I never
It's
asked
not
about
on your
that.
sheet. You don't have it.
Bum, bum, bum. Sucks to be you.
I thought you were a thief.
I didn't ask about starting with it. Didn't come on the character sheet.
I'll just keep an eye out.
So 2.
2? Alright. 2 is exactly what you need. In the darkness, you're doing it more by feel than anything else. And you're thinking to yourself that this isn't going to work. It's like, wow, who built this lock? This is like no problem. Okay. The door clacks open. Okay. And you push inside to see a darkened space beyond. The place is disheveled. At first, it kind of gives you the impression that perhaps somebody has ransacked it. But then you kind of get more the impression that Lucius just was not that organized in his behavior.
This place has been
You
totally
resemble
robbed.
that.
Nah.
All right.
Actually, since I have the ransack column, no, the guy just doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
You light a lamp that's actually on the counter near the front door, and all of the shutters are pulled. There's kind of a stink of not BO, but someone's lived here, and the window's been closed for a few days. It's been hot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Musty.
The BO.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, it's stale. Okay. As you open the door, it's not so rancid that you're like, oh, but it's more like, oh yeah, the open waves.
It's the reason why I say out there.
I like our life. Okay. So, you head
But
inside.
there's no one in here.
No, the room is empty. It is a singular room. It has 2 windows which look out, as well as a small balcony, although as you sort of look out the large window that opens to the balcony looks maybe a little bit more treacherous than you're prepared to try. It does have a nice view of the harbor, however.
Wow.
Okay.
Must have been setting him back a little bit.
Maybe. What do you do?
Seems like most of them would. It's on a hill. Anyways,
Yeah.
search the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody searching?
Actually, I'll keep an eye out.
Okay, sounds good. If I need your roll, I'll ask you for it.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and make a search roll. This will be
Observation.
observation. If you have ransack or anything like that, you're
Well, I have ransack, but
That's 3 successes.
1 success. All right. So the difficulty with the lamp will be 1. That'll give you the basic outlay of the room, and then you can spend the extra momentum for extra stuff, or save them as actual momentum. You have to decide now, though, how many you want to spend.
Spend all of them from this room.
All right. The room itself, it would appear that Lucius has, first off, he is a civic member of the temple, and so he wears what are known as oblate robes. Okay, so an oblate is somebody who belongs to the temple but is not yet ordained, or is civilian in the temple. He has a couple of these robes which are laying on the ground, obviously discarded when he changed. He also has a footlocker of other clothing. This clothing, there's not a lot of it, but it appears to be stoutly made traveling clothes, like the clothes that you guys would have on board the ship to travel with, kind of idea. Okay. There's also a pair of boots which are very well used, but also well maintained. Strangely, they seem to be of Hatradadi manufacture. Like they're definitely Eastern boots. Something that you've seen before, obviously.
Yeah.
In fact, you wear a pair.
I wear a pair similar, yeah.
They're from far away. Okay. There's also 2 books laying out on his desk, or on the table that lays nearby. There is a half-eaten meal of bread and cheese now covered in mold, as well as a cup which is turned wine to vinegar. So obviously it's been sitting here in the heat for at least a few days. As you approach the table, some mice disappear from the table itself, and the 2 books. The one is a stout leather book. Looks to be relatively new but used, if that makes sense. It's not like he's bought it recently, but you think it was probably new to him within the last couple of years. And it is filled with marks. Now, at first, you look at them and think like they're like the tick marks for like when you're counting, tallying. But as you look at them closely, you realize that they're not. They are definitely some sort of scrawl. Both of you, actually all 3 of you, sort of observing it, think that it's perhaps some sort of code. You don't know what exactly. Tucked inside at various pages, and it's in this very neat, very concise hand. Tucked inside at various places, there is a piece of paper with a note with like symbols written down, and then question marks, and written in Azeri, most common character. It looks to be someone's effort to actually decode it, and there are these pages kind of slipped in through the book, through the entire thing. Again, a tight, neat hand, but a different tight, neat hand. Okay, written by somebody like a different human being, right? So that's the first book. The second book also is written with that hand, and contains several entries which are a little confusing. Well, not confusing, considering the first entry goes, I'm writing this so that I have a record in case I lose my memory again. I've found myself back in Goris, but I found myself in Goris, but time has obviously passed. I went to visit the temple, and they tell me that it is now 54 months since the last time I visited, and that I have lost my place within the patriarchy. And it's written in this hand, and it's basically sort of a train of thought about someone who obviously has suffered from amnesia for 4.5 years and is trying to sort of figure out what the hell has happened. Okay? The last couple of entries perhaps produce the most information, and that is that one of them says, Captain Quen is in town, and when I heard of his coming, I don't know why it struck me that I should know him, but I must seek him out to find out why I know his name. His ship will leave port the day after Carnival, so I must go swiftly.
Okay.
That's his last entry.
Okay.
After Carnival.
Well, this was obviously written... actually, no. So it was dated the 87th day of spring, so 3 days ago.
Okay.
So either he's gone there and something's happened, or he was on his way there and something happened. But best to go check with this Captain Quinn.
It's your best lead, Trevor.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that mean she's leaving tomorrow or the day after?
Day after.
Tomorrow's Carnival.
So,
Day after.
day after.
Well, probably went tonight.
Well, it's not technically Carnival yet. Tomorrow is Carnival.
Yeah, I get that.
Carnival.
So it just I'm glad we
Oh,
looked.
yeah.
Instead of this morning, it's just a little more time.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything else of note in here?
There, you do also find two valuables, or things that you think would be valuable. The first is a bronze bracelet set with a heavy green stone. At first you think the stone's an emerald, but then you realize it's just an actual a smoky piece of quartz, like a greenish colored piece of quartz. Still probably of some value. There's also a sword, a single-edged cutting blade. The sword itself appears very well made, although oddly weighted. So for anybody who has melee of 2 or better, okay, this sword is definitely weighted for somebody like with a brawn of like 12. Okay,
Oh.
like it's
front heavy.
yes, like you look at it, to you it's awkward, like it feels awkward in your hand, much like sort of, do you know that when you have the umbrella and it has that weight on the bottom and you pick up that weight, no matter where you carry that weight, it feels awkwardly weighted towards one end. Imagine that, but to a lesser degree. Okay, but anybody who has that melee skill will know that this is weighted for somebody who has the strength to wield it correctly.
I think he would have mentioned that he was hulking.
Not necessarily.
Unless it's not his.
Yeah, well, I know. That's what I'm trying to...
The sword itself, though, the blade is of a decent make, and the hilt is wrapped with silver wire.
Craft check to see if I could figure out where it was made.
Absolutely. Difficulty factor will be 2.
What the hell?
Curious.
I'm too curious about this.
Okay.
3.
All right. So this blade, you've never seen one before, but you've heard of them because they have a reputation. Right. Oh, have to go to the page yourself, Craig. Right here, just north of the map, like about right there. Oops, about right there. Just north of there is a place called Gothmere. Okay.
Okay.
Gothmere is the place where the Azuriani Empire died. The Azuriani Empire, it was a place filled with barbarians, and the legions marched into Gothmere to conquer it. And
Barbarian said no.
150 years later, they built a wall to keep the barbarians out of the empire.
Barbarian said no.
Yeah. That wall is called the Shirama.
Yeah, and it's right north of Hadradad, so I can't...
Correct. And it is designed entirely to keep those barbarians out of the empire. They wield single-edged, heavily weighted blades, which they fight from their great horses with.
That's a Gothmeri blade. What the hell is this guy doing?
Yeah.
He's
It's also
really
a place. So the empire made initial conquests there. They actually cultivated the land. They built their temples and their castles, and then the Gothmeri came back and salted the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing lives in Gothmere anymore beyond the barbarians. It is said, that they made a pact with some dark god to give them the power necessary to push the empire out.
Or they're just that damn good.
Could be anything.
Could be anything.
Could be anything.
Right, so
Interesting.
let's keep and trust his valuables for safekeeping until we find him.
You want to pack up his robes and everything? Because how do the tenements work for them renting? Like, is it a case of he goes missing, all of his stuff just gets stolen and taken?
Mostly, well, the landlord will have a separate key, right?
Yeah, but the landlord will keep...
Would the landlord keep it safe?
No clarification is necessary.
Yeah.
So,
Makes sense. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So that's what's best.
Well, I mean, if he's gone missing and he's not coming back, then
You're really doing him a favor.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
well, no. I mean, if we find him, then we've got his stuff for him, and if we don't find him, then
You can give it back to his friend or what? I'm kidding.
When we went there, the place was robbed. It's
It's some kind of hero.
But not that I'm there, but the fact that all of his traveling clothes are there shows that he wasn't planning on going anywhere.
No.
Yeah, it would appear that just from a logical point of view, it would appear that he's disappeared, not left. Like his possessions are still here. His cloak, his traveling boots, all those kind of things are still
The books are still here and out, which is odd.
He just obviously went out and didn't come
In the middle of a meal, though, is the thing.
The food was left out. Remember, there are no fridges, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but it's been out for at least a few days because it has gone to mold.
Yeah, it's more that he might have planned to go out for like 5 minutes and then...
Yeah. Never came back. Which is why we should really probably go talk to the one lead that we have out of this place, which is this Captain Quinn.
Yeah.
Yep. That makes the most sense.
You say you're taking the valuables, or you're also taking the books, so that
the books, the bracelet, the
sword.
That was pretty much all.
So he obviously is traveling because of the boots.
Yeah.
And then the
He
sword.
was traveling.
Oh, he was traveling, and the
Yes.
fact that he's got Yothmari blade and Hatchdaddy boots means he was far
all
to the
over.
east.
Yeah.
Well, though the boots can be picked up anywhere, the blade is more specific.
Especially if the Azrael is like, oh, hells no.
What was this guy's name again?
Lucius.
Lucius.
He was an Azari. He was from Azurgan. So, to the northwest. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it's pretty late. Go by.
Yeah. So let's
Call it for night.
all attempt to relock the door.
Okay, no problem.
And then stealthily leave.
Okay. So by stealthily leave, you mean
Hop on the balcony and let it fall.
like
Not be like, wow, we broke into that place really well.
Yeah.
Find a crowd to blend in with and...
okay? Well, that's not hard on Carnival Night.
Yeah.
Okay. Even for the hero of Dalkesh.
Captain of the Dark Maiden's Dance.
Okay. Well, if you're trying to leave stealthily, that's going to require a stealth roll.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll...
Okay.
Unless you want, I'll...
No,
just
go right ahead.
And there's momentum.
Yep.
So you're leading the group?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Do I have a thing to reroll stealth?
Oh no, do
I
ya?
think stealth is pretty hard to reroll.
Thank you. Oh yeah, 'cause no, I don't think there is actually a talent in stealth that allows a reroll. Well, we would have been better off rolling on our own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's definitely got one.
Well, no, I get one success and then a bonus momentum out of it for staying unseen from my cloak of shadows and a complication.
Oh.
Put the good before the bad.
No, you spend the momentum.
Yeah, I'm going to spend the momentum.
You spend the momentum.
Oh, staying unseen. But,
Yeah.
But you gained... Okay.
So it gives them an extra success,
Oh, okay.
effectively. But the complication is...
natural 20s, you say?
All right.
We do
Um,
need to
Who
find
for you
another good
tonight?
thing.
So as you exit the scene, you push out into the street, and the street is now full of people. Okay, these people are again dressed in the brightest colors you might have, holding torches, waving them around in such a way that you think to yourself, how have they not burned down the city up until now? There's loud music playing. Okay,
You get necklaces. What?
there's loud music playing. And people are wearing a variety of different masks, etc. It's just overall, the festival has now begun in earnest. Okay, there are priests standing at all the corners giving out blessings and collecting coins for their church, which flows freely tonight. Crowds mingle. All of the different cultures sort of mingle together in one gigantic riot of sound, music, language, etc. As you push your way out of the tenement and into the crowd, all semblance of stealth kind of vanishes because you're kind of lost in the crowd, right? So that's going to have to be...
Well, that counts as stealth.
Sure. Yep. Okay. Yeah. As you push your way through the crowd, different people bump into you, hands grasp at you. A woman recognizes you from your tails and basically jumps on you, kissing you full on the lips with her legs wrapped around your hips. You're Fausto, the hero of Delcash.
I want to have your baby.
I've heard your stories. Okay? Helea's blessings upon you. You're like, as you're about to say something back, you feel her tongue warm and salty in your mouth, and you're like, oh, okay.
You're sure that counts as sexual assault, but
Okay. Yeah.
You must have me mistaken for someone else.
Okay.
I came out as else.
Anyhow, yeah. Apparently your 3 renown get you quite a bit of press in this crowd. Okay. All right. But on top of that, people buy you drinks and it reduces the cost of, your upkeep. So, good news all around. Okay. All of you...
Renown is a double-edged sword.
Yeah. All of you, as you push through the crowd, it would appear that the entire population of the island of Goris is somehow pressed into the walls of Goris tonight. Okay? You hear music playing, and where do you head from here as you kind of push your way back in?
Head back to the alien edge.
Yeah, I was kind of heading back to the boat.
Okay. The alien edge, by the way, is quiet compared to the rest of the city. So as you cross the bridge back into, or as you pass through the wall into the alien edge, it becomes like a busy evening on the street, but not like what it was just outside the walls. Okay. And you head back to the boat. Is that my understanding?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
like all of us do. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, eventually,
that's where we're sleeping.
That's where, yeah.
Okay.
Because I know you can find a inn room anywhere in the city.
You could find a place to sleep
if you got the money.
Yeah, you might have to put some effort out before you sleep.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm Fausto, the hero of wherever.
Yeah,
actually, the hero of effort.
As you guys kind of push back towards the alienage, you guys have been sort of on the boat with the same companions for a while. I'm thinking a discipline check might be necessary here.
No discipline.
Okay.
Forget it. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Wow. 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. Yeah, you too, sister.
What, going back to the ship?
Yeah. Or do you just not?
I wasn't planning on it.
Okay.
I don't get it. Coffee?
Yes, please, sir.
All right. So now you're welcome to go back to the ship. You're also welcome to make another choice. Wait. Is that Hatcher Daddy music that I hear?
Okay, I'm gone. Fly back to the ship when it's a festival. I am a sailor after all. So.
That's right. How do you make friends in every port if you don't make friends in every port?
I'm probably going to wind up taking that one. I just haven't got around to writing it down yet.
Probably going to wind up with a disease? What?
No. The talent for the friend and the sailor in every port.
I'm with you.
Same difference.
Totally not what I heard.
Yep, that's fine.
Friend in every port. STD? What?
Same difference.
All right. So you 3 are out having fun. So what we're going to do is we're just going to roll a little bit on the interesting activities table.
That's fine.
Roll 1d20. Roll 1d20.
I'll go back out once I stash my stuff on the ship.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody can roll a d20 then.
Thank you, sir.
Can't remember if high is bad and...
High is bad?
I don't know.
Okay.
My answer won't help.
So you can add your two together, you can add your two together, and we'll have all those things happen.
2 and 15?
So 17?
Yep.
And
5 and 10, so 15.
15. All right, then.
I
Yours was 17 or 15? 17.
don't want to wind up with another note that I'd have to deliver to somewhere.
You still have to do that.
I know I do. But the note didn't give me any time for him to do it. It just...
Okay, I'm going to have to think about that one.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
They're 15.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. Which one of the two of you is more serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're more serious?
You'd assassinate that guy.
Assassinate is kind of a strong word.
That can be done in jest.
No, actually it's not. As I'm thinking of the, definition of the word, no, it's pretty apt.
All right. So you two are out carousing, maybe together, maybe not together.
Doesn't matter.
Close enough that it...
When you are drinking a wine, yet another cup of wine that someone has bought for Fausto, hero of Delkesh, the man they call Jane.
You can make your striped toque.
Anyhow, when someone staggers drunkenly into you, and now you're a little bit drunk, right? And, you're the hero of Delkesh, right? What fool would possibly stumble into you? Okay, so you turn and you berate this poor fool. What do you say to him?
Excuse me, you should watch where you're going.
Okay.
Don't you know who I am?
Okay, like that, but perhaps a little bit more persnickety.
Word of the day.
When it's like, and they go quiet, right? Because you're like, the deadly Fausto, master of the blade, killer in the dark.
Also, while I say, excuse me, you should watch where you're going, I assess them for weak spots.
Yes. Okay. And so the crowd kind of goes, it's like, whoa, whoa. Then suddenly a voice, chipper, almost bird-like, says, excuse me, you should really watch where you're going.
Oh no.
I'm a Fausto, master of the dark horse sales. Yes, that's it.
Okay. I was
A
willing
dwarf
to let it
jumps up
go
onto
up
the
to
table.
a point.
What's that?
I was willing to let it go up to a point.
Okay.
And now I look over in the direction of whoever said that.
Okay, it's a dwarf wearing a colorful motley.
Oh, it's a jester.
I look upon you, Jester, and I think to myself, what a handsome fellow. I'm sorry, I'm ticking. Laughter goes up amongst the crowd.
Peanut gallery over here.
Sorry.
I drink some drink.
An excellent idea. More wine for the fool. Oh, that's me, of course. Thank you all. The rest of your evening
You get harassed by a jester.
is someone following you, mocking you. Pretty much your every step. Everything you do becomes what do you call it for mockery? What do you
D12 for how many hours until you snap?
News next day. Dwarf found knifed in alley. Again.
I was thinking more crucified
I don't know.
from math.
Were we together or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I around?
Yeah, well, you're one of the people laughing.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I'm there then. I must be.
Okay. Why do you ask?
Am I gonna stand for this?
You're gonna keep him from
Him
killing
insulting
them.
our ship?
He didn't insult the ship, he insulted you.
Well, in the Dark Horse Fancy.
Oh, that person. fancy.
Ah, it's all in jest.
So
Oh,
easy,
yes, it is. And the crowd swiftly turns from Fausto, hero of Delkesh, to Fausto, the butt of Basic's jokes for about 5 hours.
No, not 5 hours.
Okay. But where are you going, great hero? We have yet to join lances. But again, I don't swing that way. Do you attempt to duel him? That'll be persuasion off.
Persuasion off. I don't know. I think throwing a cup of something in his face from across the room is more useful.
Crowd is gonna love that.
Oh boy. Okay, so
Okay. I gotta wait. That's gonna happen. I'm gonna see what happens, but then.
all right. So you stand up in anger.
No.
It's bad luck messing with a jester, you know.
Does he know that though?
I'm just not actually that social person.
All right. Okay, I can see his anger,
Okay.
and now I'm gonna react.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, "Is this how you treat your heroes?"
Okay.
In a
Ooh, on fire.
shaming action.
Okay. So you're gonna try and shame him,
I
not
suppose.
engage him in a duel of wits.
Shame a jester.
You do know that jesters don't care about
Jesters have no shame.
shame.
This
So
is
I'm
their
still
living.
Gonna, okay, well that's what I'm gonna say anyways.
Okay. So, what I'm going to do is, in a duel of shame, I'm going to give him a +1 success automatically because he has no shame.
You're assuming I have no shame.
Yeah, so he's got a 12 or less for his persuasion.
Okay.
Let's give her a run here. That's 3 successes.
That's not.
All right. Oh, and who are you? Perhaps his porter. Wait, I have a friend. She'll look just like you when she's done. Miss Sandra!
You do know that we shouldn't be laughing though, because ours could be
Ours
worse.
is gonna be way worse.
All right. So the two of you are trailed for the next several hours by Bassic and Missandra, who are dwarf jesters, who make quite a load of coin mocking you. Okay. They also have a detrimental effect upon your renown. Both of you will drop by 1.
What did I've got nothing here.
So 0. Yes.
This is if they can follow us the whole time.
Oh, which they definitely do, according to the.
So what about?
Well,
no news is bad news.
I have a question though.
Oh yeah, go.
What happens when they're given enough drink that they can't refuse, that they lose track of what they're doing?
Dwarf jesters? Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of booze.
Indulge them.
Are you gonna try and buy them off? Is that what I'm hearing?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
Through manipulation. Yeah, that makes sense.
I imagine a silver falcon as a tip would probably eliminate them from. Okay.
What's half of the silver falcon?
What's that?
What's half?
2 of the bronze.
What, did you say a piece? Or...
No, total.
Okay. Are you... Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you're like, oh my friends, I don't even need to argue with you. I'll buy you off. Here, take some of my great bounty. Well, thank you, friend. To the next tavern, I say.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Is he still gonna get the renown damages? Or?
No.
You paid it off.
Yeah, I have 2 ways of solving these things.
Death or money?
Actually, I guess I have 3 ways.
Always fails you when you get it.
Death.
Yeah.
Or killing, I guess, is one way.
Yeah.
Way number 2, buying.
Yeah.
Way number 3.
Incriminating them for a crime they didn't commit?
I guess that has been your motif, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
All right. Meanwhile,
That
yeah.
You still thinking about that one because.
Yeah, no, this is a tough one.
Do you need us to reroll?
What's that?
Does it just not work for? Does it just not work for the situation? Do you need us to reroll?
How about we re-roll and we'll see if it's better. If it's easier to work in.
Or if it's worse.
Well, I'm not saying better or worse. I'm just saying easier to work into the story in the situation. Oh, it can't get. You can't add our numbers together, can you?
Yep.
Okay. 36.
Yeah.
36.
36, 19, I said.
Go to the next page.
It goes from 2 to 40, and the higher the number, the worse it is for you.
All right.
Yeah, 40 means you've been possessed by a strange spirit.
Oh, we were almost
Rock
there.
on. I didn't say better or worse. I just said
And you said he's going to get what kind of disease?
All right.
it would be me if anyone gets a disease.
You guys party through the night? Yes?
Yep.
Okay. And then, now, do you sleep on the ship or do you find yourself some other abode to stay at?
I'm probably going to go back to the ship.
Okay.
I'll find somewhere else.
Okay.
I think I was planning on someplace else.
Yeah, same.
All right. For those of you who find someplace else, let's make a quick fortitude check.
Fortitude, so
Resistance.
Resistance.
Hey, I get to re-roll some of that, I think.
2.
Okay.
Not.
Yes, you
party
should.
Re-roll would be funny. Where'd it go? Nope. No successes.
Roll a d20, please.
None of those. Don't like that either. 19.
Okay.
What'd I catch?
You return to the ship. And after your encounter with the dwarfs, they disappear. Now they are remarkably good-natured, although they had an entirely cutting and whatever attitude about it. As soon as you paid them money, their entire attitude changed. It went from the hero, blah blah blah. It was like, our thanks to our great patron Fausto, hero of Delkesh. Listen to all of his tales told by the minstrel, blah blah blah. And it just, you're like, okay, now you're a little embarrassing. Okay, but then they move on to the next tavern. Okay, each of you eventually finds some way to spend the evening, either in soft company or gambling the night away or whatever. Okay, you guys can choose in your minds what those things are. You carry yourself back to the ship. You've had a couple of cups of wine, so as you sort of pass by the guards of the alienage, they sort of not snicker, but you're obviously one of many shipmen who are headed back to the ships who are in this state. When you arrive back at the Dark Maiden's dance, all is quiet, which immediately sets your senses to alert. Okay, you wait for somebody to call up to the ship from you, but no one does. And not only that, no lamp burns upon the deck. You draw your daggers, suspecting danger. And as you approach the ship and up its gangplank, you see the prostrate form of Mubale stretched out upon the deck. There is a spill of blood near his head.
Oh.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay, your cargo hold hatches lie open, and you can see that the cargo netting has been cut crudely away, and it looks as if somebody has pillaged the cargo.
Was he the only one that was on the ship?
No, there were
Rada
3 aboard the ships.
Rada and Petrus.
Petrus.
Okay, so the cargo's gone at this stage.
Not gone, but it would appear that some choice portions of it have been pilfered.
Okay. Is he alive?
Okay, go ahead and make a healing check.
I'm saying alive.
It's good for you.
Could I make an observation check?
What's good for you?
I don't know.
Red or black?
Red.
He is alive.
Okay.
Okay, you go to him. It would appear that he's been hit upon the head, as if by somebody with stuff.
This guy needs to get off the ship. He has a bad time of it.
I think he's gonna retire at this rate.
We may be looking for more crew.
Okay. Are the doors or hatch or whatever to under decks open, or
They are. Okay. You search the ship. As you do so, you find Petrus locked in the front storage cabinet, in this front storage area. It would appear that someone put him in there and then barred him in. And you find Rada in the hold itself, clutching a wound. As you sort of enter into the hold, she calls out to you, but she's weak, and you see below her that the sailcloth is stained with blood. Her sword lies broken near her.
Oh, good. No. Okay.
She's like, over here. And as she does so, she coughs up blood.
Okay.
What do you do?
Yeah, check on her.
Okay, so you go to check on her?
Yep.
Yeah, she's obviously put up a fight. She has a couple of wounds, one to the shoulder and then this serious one which she's clutching to her side.
Okay.
Fucking pirates.
Which pirates?
I don't know. I heard something up top. I think Mubale's up there. Is he okay?
He's alive.
Okay. She attempts to stand, but she immediately canters over.
How long ago was this?
Hours.
Okay.
Just after everybody left.
Oh, shit.
It must have been after we came back and mentioned something, and then...
Looking for Ortsy.
Not to ruin your night, but I think I'm going to need a healer.
Yeah.
And quick.
Let's go. Or
Okay.
wait.
What's that?
Do I need to bring someone to her, or...
Well, you know that the Temple of Dione is nearby?
Oh, nearish.
Nearish, yeah.
Still a hoof.
There's still
We can't get
lots
there
of
from
people
here,
outside.
can you?
Though, isn't
You have
there?
to go outside,
Might be
around.
able to corral, ask for help.
So this right here is actually an archway.
Yeah.
So
So you have to walk around all the alien edge. Then you can walk straight there.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to go out and call for the guards.
okay. The Alien Age guards are strangely not super responsive. Eventually, though, a couple of the watch do come. They're as they do so, you're pretty sure they've been drinking heavily. What do you want? It's Carnival.
Our ship has been pillaged. My crewmen have been brutally attacked.
That's fucking bad. How's that our problem?
I need someone to watch the ship while I take them to the healers.
We're supposed to be on duty elsewhere. Unless you want to pay us. Okay.
You can come from the ship's fund.
Huh?
You're on the ship. You can pay from the ship's fund.
I'll work it out later.
Okay. No problem. We'll be right here. Can you bring some wine?
Yeah.
Okay. So that pays for a squad of 5 of them. Okay. The youngest of which obviously has not been drinking, and he says, "Here, I'll help you."
Okay.
Okay. I'm afraid I can't help him, but I'll take the woman. Mubale's big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? So Rada sort of reaches out and puts her arm around him. But, yeah, Mubale needs to be carried.
Okay.
What's your brawn? 7, 8.
Or, oh no, it's the same as me, really.
All right, okay.
But you've got strong back.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you haul him to the Temple of Dione. You're not going to lie, by the time you get there, you're freaking exhausted. Plus, you've been drinking, so you're not feeling all that well.
And you haven't slept.
And the stifling of the night air,
Yeah.
all in all. As you enter in, there is a brazier pouring some sort of rich incense into the air. And obviously some ceremonies are going on. A woman approaches you, her hair tied back in a severe braid. She says, we are in. Oh, come to the
Thank goodness for ERs.
Okay, yeah, and so she takes them in. She as she puts them down, right? Of course. Do you speak Avinian?
Nope.
Oh, sorry, Ferric. You speak Ferric, right?
Yeah.
I think we all do, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mommy?
No.
Oh.
We do. And you?
I'll need help working on my languages.
That's it? Okay.
I thought you were from Palathane, too.
Yeah, you're both from Palathane, so yeah. So you both speak Ferric. They, she's cursing up a storm in Ferric. Okay. She's also not a follower of, this earth goddess. So, as she's let in, she says, tonight on the high holy night, Ionia's arms are a welcome for all. But your friend will need to stop cursing at the priestesses who are attempting to
Just knock her out.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll try to calm her down slightly.
Okay, make a persuasion.
My persuade is super shitty.
I know, and I keep picking on that.
I only have an 8. What do you have?
7?
Oh. Well, I just
Same with me.
I don't think it helps that much.
1!
Okay. So you go to Rada and you sit beside her and it's like, Rada, if you don't want to die,
Shut the hell up.
be quiet.
Also, if you calm down, I can go try to find people who did this and end their lives.
That'll probably work.
Okay, that works better. Okay. Okay, so you drop them off at the Temple of Ioni, and when you return to the ship, Amante is there as well as Baris, who is another one of the sailors. They've returned from their evening revels, and found the ship guarded by 4 drunk watchmen, and wondering.
We're probably trying not to let them on either.
Right. And Petrus is rapidly explaining, what exactly happened, etc., etc. You probably come back in a bit of a dark funk. Okay.
Let's find out if Petrus knows anything more.
Yeah. Actually, before I leave over there, I was going to ask her, Rada, if she noticed anything about who was there.
Let's make a quick observation check for her, see if she did notice anything. Oh, no, you can do it. You're there. So
9.
10 is her observation.
So 9. So 1.
1 success. So 1 would be, she would notice something with 1. Yeah, so they their fighting style was the same as Azeri soldiers. They're legionaries or ex-soldiers.
Okay. Did you hear any names, notice?
No. She noticed their weapon style and their weapons, but that's about it. What is that?
Amazing.
No, that was smaller than I wanted, but you want it quite small.
Oh, I just changed it. That's pretty good. Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, my sister has some tricks that she uses.
So is she going to share the recipe?
I'll check.
Okay.
What was Orly's first mate's?
Venure.
Venure?
Yeah.
Venure and his cronies, were they armed when we saw them?
They were not. Like most people in town, they restricted themselves to daggers.
Okay.
But it is an Avinian captain. Orsi was an Avinian captain, I believe.
Orsi is Azari.
Azari, yeah.
Vanir is Avinian.
Avinian.
Okay. Just, I'm suspicious that he's responsible.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, fair enough.
Fair enough.
I think we should be able to sue the guards for not doing their jobs.
Absolutely. And in 1,000 years, when they invent courts capable of doing that, and your case comes up...
I mean, you can, it's just the version of a lawsuit is you challenge them to a duel, and whoever wins is right.
I'll just burn
That's
the
true. The
entire
arena
harbor
is
down.
tomorrow.
You can be right. dead, right?
I'll burn the harbor down. That's more fun.
Okay. So you return to the ship. Okay. And Rada, so Rada tells you they were Azeri fighters. She could tell by their fighting stance and the short blades that they carried. Okay. So you're guessing that it was probably a jolly boat or something like that came alongside. You don't think they came from the docks, meaning that they probably would not have carried off a lot of the cargo, only the most valuable items.
Now, was our haul in the cargo hold, or was that...
No.
Okay. We have our own stash area in our near
This
our
was our
quarters.
merchanting stuff that hadn't been sold because it was Carnival.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which could also mean that they could have hit a hell of a lot more ships if they're just wanting to pick and choose, because they know nothing will be happening over Carnival.
And most of the ships are going to be lightly
Or
guarded.
perhaps this was the ship of Fausto, hero of Delkesh, who probably received a massive treasure reward from the God
He's
King.
really punishing you for that.
No, not. A 3 is a significant reputation, right? That is known throughout the city.
What's the scale go to? Is
5.
Oh, okay then.
So what's 5?
5 is known around the world.
Lays down on the
Arnold
ground and
Schwarzenegger's
you
5.
walk on them?
Yeah.
It's like everywhere you go, people recognize you.
Huh.
3's in the middle of that scale.
Yeah,
and-
no, 3 is a local hero. Like, everybody knows you.
Yeah.
Except those guards.
What's that?
Oh, they're drunk.
They're drunk.
When they sober up,
So-
they're going to go, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. So, just so you're aware, how it works is I roll dice for every reputation point, and the more successes I roll, the more known you are. Right? So, there's 4 successes. Right? So, it's like, holy shit, that's blah, blah, blah. And he did this, and, I understand that he was sleeping with 2 women in this area, and one of them was a... Whatever. But that's the...
As long as it's good
Well, that
renown
seems-
and they don't tie us to what happened with Hephaphanolis
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah.
Fat vanilla?
I don't think we actually, when he was talking, I don't think he ever put that tomb out there.
Oh,
that
except
we
for
went
the eye guy. Yeah. But he didn't seem very social. So.
All right.
Well, no, it's what we did there is we killed that massive scorpion that was hunting down children.
That's true. Nothing about that.
That's true.
Okay, yeah, you guys did quite a bit there. Okay, so, moving on. So, you are at the alienage on the ship. The rest of the crew is dispersed throughout Goris during the night of Carnival. The city does not settle until just before dawn. Okay?
You think that's when I'd really kick it up if it's Carnival of the Sun?
And then what's that?
You think it'd
Then
really kick
everybody
it up?
goes to prayer. Hello.
Prayer.
Yeah, because the sun is rising, man.
We're like,
Okay,
Or like, Leia.
about the time that you guys stagger back to the ship.
Oh, yeah.
stagger it is.
Holy, was it?
You
Looks
look
like a
fluffed
bigger
and
party
folded.
happened here.
You are itchy.
Itchy, what'd I catch?
You don't know, but it made you itchy.
Good thing I'm the healer.
Yeah.
Guess I'll work on tearing some of my herbs into a salve.
So, okay, what happened?
I'm also going to say that you are a bright color of orange.
Yeah, and anyone says anything, I'm punching him in the nose.
Yeah, you're pretty sure last night involved the dye works in some way.
Ah, awesome.
You know what? I don't want to know.
Don't worry, I couldn't tell you. I can't see myself. I'm good.
Okay. So you return to the ship. When you do so, we will say that Aram is on board with his swords equipped, which is not something normal. And all of the other fellows also have weapons at their hips, etc. You filter back one at a time. Your hangovers and fatigue sort of match your however experienced of night you wanted to have. Okay. Did you get some sleep tonight, or did you stand guard?
I would have traded off guard and gotten some sleep and hydrated and been ready to go out killing.
He's seething.
Yep.
You gotta hydrate if you want to kill.
Got that Gatorade. Good job.
Okay. You are on board the ship. You guys have just returned. Helos has not yet made a reappearance, although you understand that the crew was out looking for him, the crew that's in town, or some of the crew. When you are approached by a man who looks half Avinian, half Azeri, okay, so obviously somebody important. He's wearing a relatively wealthy toga, as well as the blue and gray colors of the city. And he approaches the ship flanked by a pair of Avinian mercenaries, or soldiers, axes and shields. And he says, looking for the captain, or the owner.
I'll talk to the owner.
Hello?
Sir, I am Paris. I've been sent because I understand that there was an altercation last night.
Yep.
Tell me, was blood drawn aboard this ship?
Yeah, we were attacked. Two of our crew are hurt. Good story. Is our watch whose responsibility peace in the harbor is. The men who were on watch here last night were drunk and will be disciplined. I urge you not to break the peace of the harbor. We will find the culprits, and they will be adequately punished.
I don't even know what they took.
Can you tell me a list of the goods that were stolen? By now you would know that some of the richer cloth and wine from the Natha Valley were taken.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Are you lying to him?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to make my insight roll.
Oh, by the way.
Versus your persuasion. Yeah, go ahead. One moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you can give me
Okay.
just my rolling spin. 4 successes.
Okay, versus my 2. No, yeah. Absolutely. We trust you. You can put a couple of extra momentum on the table.
What does Force of Presence do? It's a persuade.
Yeah. So the way Force of Presence works is if you do a presence attack on somebody in combat, it basically causes them to...
So if I try and intimidate someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's extra social damage, I think.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
In this case, it's just a simple competition, so there's no damage necessary.
Makes sense.
Did you have something, Jason?
Did Rada wound anyone?
There was blood on her sword. She, in speaking to her last night, she grunted out they were Zeri. I could tell by their style, but that's about it.
Okay.
You kind of get the feeling that she was surprised when she went up on deck.
You want to pass that along to them, or do we want to just take it?
Oh, I'm going to find some wounded Azari mercenaries.
Yeah.
Are either of these mercenaries that are with him wounded?
No, these are Avinian.
They're Avinian, yeah.
Oh.
And they're locals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said they were Azari.
No.
I think we'll make the agreement.
Bear in mind that most of the city is Azeri, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, we'll just have to kill up
Vinian conquered the city.
Vinian conquered them. So about 20% of the population is Avinian. About 20% is mixed Avinian Azeri, and the rest is Azeri. Okay. So not many of them have soldiers training, though.
Also, it's once we get into dawn, I want to search for clues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have like detective as a trait or something? Just
sheer will.
I know.
What about,
I have sharp senses.
what about survival? There's like a way to detect.
Yeah, like for tracking and stuff like that. Yeah. I'll give you a difficult roll on it for sure.
Oh, not I, but
Yeah, but somebody. Okay.
Sure.
So
Who's our
you're gonna-
survivalist?
Okay, so
Well,
you're
either one
drunk
of
and
us, I think.
tired.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm exfoliating.
still drunk or hungover?
Hungover.
Yeah, the 2 times I was blackout drunk, I was not hungover the next day.
Yeah, no, because your body's in shock, right? It's like, no, I'm not hungover, I'm fine.
No,
and then as things are dying inside of you.
Yeah, no, I can certainly think of times where I was drunk the next day.
Yeah, I can think of that too.
I had alcohol poisoning 3 days later, but it wasn't hungover.
So you were drunk between those times, just so you know. Okay. Right. So you find yourself, you're going to look for clues. Okay. It's a well-worn deck.
Yeah, but did they like grapple up the side? Were they bleeding on the way out?
Yeah, go for it. Observation. And someone can help you if they want to. However, if you are recovering from last night, it means it's going to be difficulty 2, meaning you're going to need to do really well on your dice. You only get to roll 1.
How can I roll really, really well? Oh, okay.
One,
So
one,
as long
two.
as I get a 1 or a 2, okay.
3 successes.
There we go.
Okay. So, have you checked over... Have you checked...
No,
Excuse me for one moment. Have you checked over here? What is that taste? 3 successes. All right. How many of those do you want to spend on getting information? How many do you want to save as momentum?
Oh, there was.
There's a couple of momentum on the table that we.
Yeah, no, spend them.
Okay. Number 1. Yeah, they definitely climbed up the side. You actually find the marks where they use some sort of hook to hook a boat to the side, as well as some rake marks from something that was basically leveraged up the side. So you think maybe a boarding ladder or something along that line. You also find a... Yeah, okay. Let me draw cards for the nature of the clues. So there's that, and there's that. Okay, that's good. Cool.
Okay, can I spend those momentum for extra stuff?
Sure. How many?
2.
Just keep drawing.
Okay. Wow. Okay, this is going to be a lot of clues.
Good thing I helped.
Good God.
So in other words, we're probably going to solve it right here.
Stuff.
Now, we can do one of 2 things, I'm thinking. But we'll see what clues you get.
All right.
Just call him Inspector Fausto.
Do. Inspector Fausto. Do. Okay, so that will be... So at the entrance to the cabins leading down below, you find a splash of blood, and nearby, between where the boards lay, there is a knife, but this is a specific kind of knife. It's called a katar, not a katar. What's it called? A taburi. What a taburi is basically it's a hiltless knife made. It's weighted for throwing. Okay, this is you recognize it as a knife. You recognize what it is. You don't know how to use it. Okay, because you never practiced with one. It's a specific skill set. That skill set is trained by the Temple of Varani, or by the Temple of Agric.
We don't. Agric, Araj.
No.
Agric or Bernard.
There is no Temple of Agric in Goris.
Oh, okay.
However, Agric is the main god of Azriani, of the Azrian Empire. Okay. You also find a rent of cloth. At first, you think it's just something that you've seen before. However, like something from. However, it's a black piece of cloth, and that piece of cloth, as you pick it up and pull at it, it is a coarse make of cloth, which you think probably came off a tunic. It's not black; it's actually like a dark blue, but it would be black against the harbor at nighttime. And yeah, so you think probably pretty easy to match to somebody with a shorn tunic somewhere. Okay, the cloth as well is of fairly decent manufacture, so you would think not necessarily like a common thug, but somebody of some stature wore this torn piece of clothing. The hell would this be? Okay. We pause as the GM thinks of clues.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm going to say I'm going to make both of these one thing. Yes, I am. Okay. So you are examining the side of the boat when you're looking down the side, trying to figure out how they got up. You have a pretty good idea of how they got up. When the sun glints suddenly, and laying there, you see a glint of something metal in the water, under the water, beneath the boat, glancing up at you from the bottom of the harbor.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, right down there.
Going swimming?
Apparently.
We're on boats. We know how to swim, don't we?
It's athletics.
Mm-hmm. How's your doom pile there?
He's only got 3. Do you want to give him 3?
Yeah! So I strip down a bit, and I dive down to retrieve it.
Okay. So,
With 2 successes.
all right. So
Well spent.
the harbor is deeper than it looks,
Uh-huh.
and you jump. As you jump into the harbor, first off, the rush of the warm water around you kind of surprises you. You think it's going to be colder, but it's actually quite warm.
Yeah.
Right. Then you think to yourself,
Tepid.
did I pee in this water? Anyhow, everybody's peed in this water. Oh my god! Okay.
The fish pee in the water. Come on now.
And you dive. The water is dark once you're underneath it. Okay, and as you sort of swim down, the first rays of sunlight are sort of glancing over the horizon. Don't like it? Just swallow.
Kettle corn.
Yep.
Oh, not bad.
It's just kettle corn.
Okay. So you swim down, and your lungs bursting. You're about to give up when you see it lying there. You grab at it, and as you do so, you haul it back to the surface.
Nice.
Yeah. This is... It looks like it is a... what was glinting was a cloak pin. A well-appointed cloak pin. Silver, set with a chase of silver of gold, and 2 small carnelian gems. It's actually attached to a cloak, but it looks like the cloak's been torn away or cut away. And it's new to the water, and what you think it looks like, kind of putting 2 and 2 together, is that someone, for some reason, found themselves in the water with a dark cloak, which as soon as it got wet made it impossible for them to swim, and so they cut it away to be free.
Mm-hmm.
However, whoever that person was had the ego to wear a relatively expensive cloak clasp on their piece of clothing as they were pilfering. Okay. As you take it, this cloak clasp is not only a silver and gold piece of treasure, because you spent a ton of momentum on it. Mm-hmm. This is actually an Azeri merchant captain's badge.
Mm-hmm. I wonder who that could belong to.
So, they attacked by the water? Is that what you implied?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they came in a little boat next to us. Grappling hooks, things. Fought, got pushed off, bumped off, slipped while trying to get back to the boat, and was trying not to drown.
Thanks. That's unfortunate.
The cloak itself, unfortunately, is destroyed by the frantic cutting that took place in order to get it free.
And Ortzi's.
Jabbing blood on it.
It's been in the water.
No, it's a bit hard to tell.
In dark blue.
Yes, it's a dark color. It's sort of like a drab brown, although an incredibly rich material.
Is the cloak actually salvageable in any way, shape, or form?
By a clothier, somebody who has a decent craft skill, for sure.
Make something smaller out of it.
It's like, look at my brand new cloak, Captain.
Okay.
Good luck selling the badge, though.
No, but it gives us evidence.
Uh-huh.
So how
Do you
how would
tell
the
that to
guards
Paris,
go about
who's
an
on our ship right
investigation?
now?
I don't think he's on the ship yet.
How would the guards go about an investigation? Well, so first off, let's talk about the motivation of the guards. Right? The
Their
motivation
honor?
of the guards. No. Mercantilism.
Money.
Right? Their
I was trying to be hopeful.
their desire here is to not disrupt trade. Right? That's going to be their number one concern.
Fausto the Great should definitely throw his weight around of, did you hear what happened while you were staying at the alienage?
Oh,
You
no,
just
I have
don't
a plan
feel
of what's gonna
safe
go on with this.
anymore.
Okay?
I'm going to throw out another option here. It's probably not... It's not your style, so I don't actually see it going.
But
But... It is the day for honor duels.
I really think you should just lay it on thick of just how unsafe you don't feel, and, you know,
No, there's a,
wait
like
till you
that.
tell everyone and they're going to listen to you because you're Fausto the Great.
The guards do believe that we're going to be good. Thoroughly.
It's not him hunting anything else. It's him pretty much impressing how important it is that they actually do their freaking job since they let the ball drop already.
How does that help us now, though? Because it helps us in future.
Pincer attack on whoever did it to us.
You come at them both as physically as I'm sure that Fausto wants to, and
Maybe get our silver back.
Well, they can easily check the pawn shops.
Money's only money.
this is about.
This is your friends.
Wow, cool.
So what is Fausto's motivation here? I'm curious. You're wrathful. I get that. Okay.
Don't touch what's mine.
No, I think that it's probably more general than that. Ooh, that makes me angry. Ooh, that makes me angry. Ooh, that makes me angry. This would be easy to write in as a hindrance in Savage Worlds.
actually I think grapple is a hindrance in Savage Worlds.
Yeah. Anyhow,
Yeah, that's it.
so what do you think?
Have we heard from Helos at all?
No, but you weren't expecting to. It's Carnival, right? Some people were left on the boat, and he's, his responsibility is not to check in every day. He could be gone for the boat for like a week.
Yeah. So when we checked in at the boat before we went to check Lucius's place,
Yep.
I asked about finding out where Captain Orsi's boat was.
Right.
Did anyone?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Remember, you were there in the evening, right? They haven't gone out looking on the docks during the evening. They were guarding the boat.
Plus, we need to find this Captain Quen as well.
Uh huh.
So many things to do, suddenly.
Well, luckily, you'd be asking in the same places about where those two different guys are.
Yeah, Harbor Master office.
Or the closest pub to the alienage.
The Gilded Mare.
The Gilded Mare.
Yeah. Except they wouldn't be in the
Should I make an
alien,
herbalism
probably.
roll to make myself?
Sure. It's only for description, so.
Oh, I don't care. Then fine. I'll just.
Be Trump per day. The orange.
Orange.
Yeah.
Orange for a week, whatever.
And itchy, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Done.
Orange and itchy.
Well, this is for the itchy, so double success on the herbalism.
Okay. Pretty sure whoever they worked in the dye works. That's all you remember, really.
So,
So is everyone else sleeping stuff off, or
yeah, how are we feeling now?
Well, okay, so it's morning. You've had maybe a couple of, drunk hours of sleep, right? And then you've returned to the ship. Now, I know as a 52-year-old what that feels like. Okay, however, I also remember being 19 or 20 or whatever.
Boing, back to go.
5 apparently.
Was that?
25.
Yeah, so
23. So.
which
18.
you probably went to work the next day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at like 6 a.m.
Yeah. It's like, I gotta stop drinking, I guess I gotta be working 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was late. Yeah.
I've actually
It
dated
was
someone
like yesterday.
dated someone who was so drunk from the night before they couldn't make it. They had to pull over because they're like, yeah, I'm actually just
No,
not
that
safe.
was. Oh yeah, no, that was. We had clinics in the morning after pound a pint night
Oh God.
at the pub.
That would have been fun.
So yeah,
So you're about to poke your finger into my eye. I'm looking at your eyes, and they're kind of bloodshot.
I can still smell everything you drank.
Yeah.
That's my vision that needs help now.
All right.
anyway,
We're hardy.
Yeah.
We're awesome.
Do you want to go ask around to see if you find out where Orzy's ship is?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Quinn's.
Who did we see him with yesterday?
No, that was Venue. That wasn't Orzy.
We saw his first mate
His
with
first
his
mate.
buddies.
Incidentally, probably turn on the captain if he was getting
So
promotion.
should we
out.
forget about this other guy?
Gwen?
No.
No,
Should we split out?
no,
Okay.
not yet.
Yet. Do you want to just go find Venier and go challenge him to a duel? Would that make you feel better?
No,
Alright.
I think he's just going to go find Veneer and pierce his back, but...
no. This is the captain's pin. He was there.
Yeah, okay. Oh, so you're going to use... Oh, okay. Go right ahead. That's it.
Okay.
That actually sounds even better. Start Mutiny within his own boat.
All right. So I'm going to say you guys are probably out of commission till about noon.
Okay.
Okay. So that gives you the morning to do anything. Is there anything you wish to do?
I'll put in some inquiries about the two captains,
Okay. So I'm going to suggest that's society.
even if it's with the underworld elements.
I'm going to suggest that to find Captain Quen's ship would be definitely capable of that. However, the Azeri merchant captain, that would be... He doesn't deal in the underworld.
Oh, interesting about Gwen.
Okay, well, let's start with that.
Okay?
Or do we start with that?
That's up to you.
What am I doing? We're sleeping.
Mm-hmm. You okay over there?
Shut up. I kill you.
Right. Gotta remember the proverb. Don't piss off the healer.
So close. So, what do you think? Okay, you mull around the ship for the entire morning.
No,
Waiting
I'm
for-
gonna go and check around about where Orsy's docked.
Okay, so society.
And can I bribe my way to a better result?
Oh, yeah, this stuff for open a lot of days.
One.
Okay, so
Pretty sure that Orzy's not hiding where he's at.
so you ask around for Orzy. Okay, I'm looking for an Azeri merchant captain, a fellow by the name of Orzy. But it's first off, you do find him, but secondly, it takes you the entire morning. Thirdly, he's not where you expect him to be. He's actually in the Priaki anchorage, which is actually outside of the city. Down here. No, sorry, Treaty anchorage.
Okay, so he's over here.
Yes.
How long would it take to row a boat around there?
Not long.
Okay.
It would be a good row.
Depends on which way the tide and the winds are going.
Yeah.
But it's,
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprised he's not in the anchorage. That's odd. Like, I would expect Quinn to be out here.
Well, no. So, bear in mind, out there, he's an Azeri captain with Azeri orders. He can trade directly with the city.
Right.
You guys are kept in the alienage.
Right.
Outsiders.
Because you are outsiders, right?
And they could shut the door and lock us in.
Yeah.
So,
That makes sense.
They can also lock the door and keep outsiders from
his ship, by the
leaving.
way, is called the Lady of Balloon.
Lady of the
You haven't
Moon.
actually seen it, but what you get from inside, from where would you get it from? We'll say from Kaya's house, which is actually a merchant's house, which is a merchant's tea house or tavern. It's like Orzi. Oh yeah, that Azeri bastard. His ship is docked in the Treaty anchorage. What are you looking for him for? I'm sure there's other more reliable captains who you might deal with.
He owes one of my shipmates some money.
Yeah, well, that's where you'll find him. And then the person goes back to their business, sweeping your coin into their purse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. You return to your ship, I assume, or you had to head to see the Lady of Balloon.
No, it is right out the door there.
Well, where am I?
You're at
Number
2.
two.
Okay, yes. So,
Can anyone go up there?
Oh, yeah.
It's
oh
open.
yeah, it's an open.
Oh, go look.
See if you notice anybody injured.
So the reason they keep you at the alienage is so that they can charge a percentage of tax on your trading goods.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in the Treaty anchorage, you are a licensed captain. When you're a licensed captain, they assume that you will pay them the appropriate amount because you're trusted. So you head out through the gate to try to find the Lady of Balloon.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna wear a cloak, low riding.
No problem. That's much like most of Treaty.
Yeah.
The anchorage itself is kind of a dodgy area. Okay, and as you move through,
Well, remember, you could actually go and find Casca, who's probably just right out there.
oh no, he's farther south.
Farther south, yeah.
Yeah, so as you move through it, the crowds here are definitely more. The festival still happens out here, right? But they're definitely more. These people are more directed in getting to where they're going. They're not so much in carnival mode, but these people are still doing a little bit of business. The Lady of Balloon turns out to be a fairly. Okay, so the Azeri are good at a lot of things. They're good at war. They're good at building. One thing they are not good at is making ships.
Oh God.
Okay, and the Azeri Carracks, which are the ships, they're major merchant ships. They are scows, is the best way to describe them. Okay, the Palathani cogs, etc. The Azeri cogs they're broad, fat ships. They were originally protected by the Azeri Empire and their
Triames
and their galleys. However, they never really developed effective merchant ships. Their ships instead are slow and big, and tend to be crewed by fairly significant crews, generally 30 to 40 people. Okay.
Inefficient.
However, they're wallowing. So for a merchant galley or for a pirate galley, they are basically sitting ducks. Okay. You find the ship easily. It is one of
Seems
two
resort to stealing.
two Azeri ships which are actually lying at harbor. Neither one of them appear to be making any onload or offload of cargo, but then it is Carnival Day as well.
Oh, tempting thought, but
How much stuff did they make off with? Did they filled up a small rowboat, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, so they stole
Probably about half a ton of cargo altogether. But in particular, it was
the expensive part. Yeah.
The most expensive part, yeah. The stuff that Helos had bargained for and probably would have made up a good portion of the profit of the ship.
Shitty.
Yeah. Ordsy last time, he went and actually interfered with our cargo offload before, so we couldn't.
He's already cost us probably at least
one
gold.
One trade trip.
Or portions of a trade trip. So, what if we happen to run into him just out off the island? Wouldn't be opposed to.
He's a shitty captain who resorts to stealing to get ahead.
Mm-hmm. That would be terrible.
Yeah,
I can't imagine anyone doing that.
He's Ibram's rival.
Yeah.
Now yours.
Thanks, Cam.
Thanks, Cam.
Thanks, Cam.
Okay, so you see it. The ship itself appears to have a few guards on board, probably people on punishment duty for not being able to get Carnival. So, they're low man on the totem pole, or someone has pulled ship detail for something they've done on board the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but there she lies. She, by the way, has 2 jolly boats upon her desk, or upon her deck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They'd be dry by now.
Well, it'd be impossible to tell if they're wet from here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do, Master Thief?
Captain of the
Sneaky
Dark
sneak.
Maiden's Dance.
Okay, so you spend about an hour glowering at them.
Do they notice?
And scheming.
And eventually you think to yourself, I should get back to my crewmates, which you do.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. Noon. You guys are partaking of Aram's hangover treatment.
Rags, yeah!
Which is some sort of Dalkeshi mixture, which is probably horrible.
Yeah.
It's hard to find camel urine here, but
Have you tried just
I found an alternative.
bull urine?
it's not the same.
I know, but
It doesn't have that same milky color.
But you go a bit farther north and find a moose.
I'm trying. That's still not quite the same.
I don't want to be the one getting that.
Yeah, no kidding. Actually, yeah, okay. I'm just thinking, you ride camels, and but you don't ride bulls. But I'm thinking moose riders. I just have this this idea of woohoo.
Yeah. They would be worse than the moodiest of camels.
I know, yeah.
Don't
They
say
actually
someone
want to
hasn't
kill you.
tried.
They go though, like
Oh, yeah.
stink.
Yeah, but don't piss them off, because
Like,
they will try and kill you.
In Calgary, when you're driving between Banff and Radium, there's this big flat area where all the moose, where you drive, you have to be careful because there's always moose on the road. But you'll be driving along at 100 kilometers an hour, and you'll be passing this creature, and you're passing it, but it's still kind of keeping up with the car, and you're like, that's a moose. Look at that guy run! Look at him go! Yeah. And it doesn't matter, like snow.
They just hoof it.
They just hoof it.
I'm gonna have to wrap up pretty quick.
We'll wrap up here. Okay, so you've returned to the Dark Maiden's Dance. It is Carnival Day. You're looking both for Lucius as well for some apparently payback against Captain Orsi, who you're pretty sure robbed your ship. And that's where we'll pick it up next game. Okay. So thank you everybody for joining us. So this has been the Iron Road with Sean, Jason, Kyle, and Karina.
Yeah, you should start this.
And we will be back on. Our schedule will be up here shortly. We're kind of it's just been the holiday season, so we're going to figure out exactly what our schedule is going to be. But that said, we'll hopefully you'll join us again next time. If you have enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And thanks for joining us.